Yes, ma'am. Started, ma'am.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. No
Power
problem.
gone. Sorry.
No issues. No issues, ma'am. Definitely no issues. Now the point here is that when BJP took over as the uh, government in the center, there was a big hue and cry previously telling about it that BJP is promoting Hindutva a lot, telling Jai Shri Ram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai became important, and some people were objecting to it. Now, the word Hindutva is a change in culture. When a particular set of people are going to change, for example, generally thinking about it. Okay, again, no offense to anybody. I'm just giving an example. When one particular person changed from one religion to another, it is also a cultural change because converting it to the other religion. For example, let's take this. Suddenly, I accept Islam. Now, when I accept Islam, Islam tells about growth of beard is very important, and I have to have a skull cap in over there, keeping my hair tidy in over there. I have to definitely be clean and neat on a Friday when I go to a mosque. It's extremely important. And I have to do namaz for 5 times. Now, this is a complete change of things that I was doing when I go to a different religion. That is also change of culture. Okay, so anything that opens up with a new ways of living and anything that gives a new idea to deserve or enter into a culture is called as a cultural change. Okay. Now, see, this can be as an individual, this can be as a community. Again, I'll give another example. I stay in a gated community. I shifted it recently. The moment the lockdown was put across, when they understood that COVID was very serious, people in there's a committee here which has got a president secretary. These people visited every house, though they did not come in. They came to the house and they told, please stay at home. Don't allow anybody to come to your house. Don't call anybody from outside. You don't go outside. They gave masks to everybody. They gave free hand sanitizer and told, stay away. Now, they also did a wonderful thing of giving responsibility to one person, such that he's the one who's going to bring in vegetable vendor and provide it out of here. One water person was allotted. Gas people had to inform before they coming in to do it. They were checked at the gate and sent. So this is again bringing in a cultural change to what was a regular pattern to happen. That is, from a paradigm, we are shifting the paradigm to make it into a new culture. Hope I'm clear onto it. Janvi, I'm going to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Read, please.
Technological change. Technological change is an increase in the efficiency of a product or process that results in an increase in output without any increase in input. In other words, someone invents or improves a product or process which is then used to get a better reward for the same amount of work. Sir,
Sir?
Okay, when Jio got introduced, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
When Jio got introduced, it was a similar kind of a product through a different process. Then they used it to show out how the work can get involved over there. They gave better bandwidth of data, and they put it across in such a way that the same existing products which was others, this can be seen a better way. This is how technological changes happen to make sure the market is awarded and people have the better one, get better rewards, and for the same amount of work. That means Jio is doing the same amount of work that Airtel was doing. Okay, used to. I'm not criticizing anybody. It is about it, but they give better options than what it is. Right now, if you look about it, sorry, again, no criticism, just an example. Right now, Jio works at 149 rupees for 1.5 GB, wherein Idea works at 199 rupees for 1.5 GB. So, or Airtel works at a different level. So this is how same amount of work with the better reward is being told across. That is technological changes. Let's go to the next one. Yes, Janji.
Yes, sir. Economical change. Economic change is a shift in the structure of an economic system. This results in changes to societies, cultures, and everyday life on a global or national basis. Economic change caused by technology, politics, and progress is a regular feature of history.
Okay, another example. If you observe, I don't know if you people understand this and observe this. Whenever there has been terrorist attacks happening around the world, whenever there's been extensive negativity that is happening, war happening with people, all those times, you will see that the gold price increases. It is because the amount of money that was supposed to be invested in the shocks of the gold price did not happen, because the money was being put into something else, where a country had to invest money in fighting against the terrorist war that was happening, wherein the gold price had a different. General Gaddafi was told about, he had so much of gold, so much of money with him that he had gold toilets. It's because he had put his country in a bad position where he was not giving it to anybody else. Or the way the dictator of Korea lives, he has a resort for only spending 1 month of summer in such a way, because the sun is very good at that place and he can go and stay in that sun, and the resort is only for him and nobody else is allowed over there. So economical changes that way. How well people bring in different changes to do. Or for example, let's say, continuing to speak about a supply and demand. Now, I am a tomato grower. I saw that the tomatoes crops are failing. So I invest money and buy all the tomatoes in my locality and hold back the tomatoes. When I hold back the tomatoes, suddenly when the market is running short of tomatoes, I will release my tomatoes at the price I want. This is all called as negative thing. This is all called as hawala. This is all called as bad supply marketing. But this is all how economic changes are caused in the country, and with politics, or with cultures, or with societies, or with the global nation things. For example, when Donald Trump became the president of America, many people in India lost their possibilities of going abroad or having a job. That is because he brought in a economical, structural, cultural, and a technological train at one shot together. He gave a lot of change management to America, so the other countries who are dependent on America for their outsourced jobs suffered. So that's how all the changes have been over there. The next slide is simple. It is to understand why people resist change. So the first part says about emotions lets people resist to change. Example, there could be a change where we could let go something to continue. Now, I am in a relationship with a girl and I have a problem in a relationship. The girl lets me go away. I am unable to change into a normal person. It's because I let my emotion rule over, and I get into anger, I get into depression. That becomes a problem. So emotion is one place, because I don't let go of things, that is resisting change. Or the second was threats to vulnerability. Now we all feel about it that I don't want to. Okay, I have some people who know about it. I will not talk in front of you. I will not do this in front of you. I cannot write an email better. I will not do it in front of you because I'm worried you'll find faults in my things because you're better than me. So feeling that my ability is not good enough is the second one. Third, this is something that everybody right now stays in. They're all very happy in their comfort zone. They don't want to do something better. They don't want to get out of the comfort zone to do better, but they want high returns. That's not possible. You sitting in the comfort zone will never get the best of the things in life. So you are feeling threatened on your comfort zone, so you don't want to move. The next thing is the same thing that continues. You're worried about the result before you start something, so you don't start at all. Obviously, the result doesn't happen. Uncertain of the outcome will always put you in a bad light, which will not help out. You're not adaptable. You're not flexible. Obviously, the other thing, that is why you are resisting change. Okay, next, some of the slides is very explanatory. You understand, resistance to change happens due to our paradigm. Paradigm is we set a pattern, we're not changing about the pattern. So that's why the resistance happens. Now, paradigms can be defined as mental boundaries. I called this at mindset, they're calling it at mental boundaries. The next part is when something doesn't fit into your rules, resistance happens. That means, you're used to doing something the way you want to, and if there's a change in that, you don't know what else to do. So that becomes a problem. And this whole problem is called as a paradigm. The phenomenon is called as a paradigm effect, wherein we are not letting the change be accepted and we are not working along with the necessities of change. So, which is why we say no to changes, and which is why we are still with mindsets that we can't do something. This is why still people are sitting in the class thinking they can't do something. They're coming up with reasons about why they can't do something. That makes it. Okay. And the rest of it, people refuse to accept change, suffer from paradigm paralysis. You understand the word paralysis? That means you are not thinking out of the box and your brain is stopped. The best way to deal with this is to open minds and do. You have to be better. Hi, Vaishnavi. So you finally decided to open up your things.
Okay. Sir.
Sorry, Vaishnavi. No problem. You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. Don't have to be sorry. Sorry, you're saying something I'm not able to hear. Vaishnav, you're telling something I couldn't hear. What is it? May I continue? Then I have some pictures that I want to share. Okay, and these pictures explain the same thing that we spoke. It is also this was done by a company called Deloitte. Okay, you can zoom and see this. Okay, I'll try to zoom it a little. You can look at this. This was done by a company called Deloitte, taking up some other model that was there. This explains how it goes. I will explain the first model that was done. I'll show it later. This explains how the present situation, Deloitte picked up the present situation called COVID-19 and made it a curve change. In below it is written here, adapted when Kubler-Ross change curve. Now Kubler-Ross change curve is a different one. From there, they picked up and made two changes in order to make it suit to the present situation. This is the reason I was asking about why or how you made a difference in your lockdown. Now, the word I did not use at that time was the word change. So if I'd asked what are the changes that you developed in your lockdown, would have been a different one. Now, this is the one. Janvi, can you continue? Can you read?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Janvi, I want you to go through the same curve. This gray, red, orange, green, and the darker green. The same way you're going to read. While
Yes.
you read, I'll explain how it goes out to. Okay?
Okay,
Please,
sir.
please go with the first one.
So do you want me to read it from the
Yes.
Workforces across organizations are attempting to work through this change, while also solving for the change in their personal lives. In doing so, most are undergoing a range of reactions as depicted by the COVID-19 change curve.
Okay, stop.
Yes.
Do you realize the biggest change that we have in life was we had to sit at home with nothing? Second, the biggest change that we have is, imagine if this lockdown had happened during the 90s where there was no smartphone, no internet. How would you have lived? And during the early 90s or say about late 80s, there was nothing called DTH and there was nothing called cable TVs. So how would people would have lived? We didn't have choices. And so how would you have managed? They would have, otherwise we wouldn't have been here. So that is the biggest change we have. People always felt about that shaking hands was very important because it explains a parameter or explains a person's character. Right now, touching itself is not allowed. That is a change. And people were thinking about going to the class was very important. Today, we are learning online. This is the biggest change. People thought they could not do this kind of a thing, but they're doing it. That's the biggest change. People thought that they only live on junk food. People are living without that. That is the biggest change. So here it says that organizations are attempting to work through this change. I will repeat what I told yesterday. Recruitment is not going to stop, but they are attempting the changes. If they're accepting and attempting the changes, that means the competition just became difficult. If it is becoming difficult, it is becoming stricter, it's becoming stronger. You cannot afford to sit silently in classes. You cannot. I had 59 people in the class. I see only 37 people sitting in the class. It shows about how well you are, how good you are preparing for yourself. The permanent people in the classes are your mentors and your PPT coordinators and the trainer. We have a job already. I'm very sure, ma'am, I'm sorry, I never asked your name. Can you tell me your name, please? Faculty 1, what's your name, ma'am?
Hello, sir.
Ma'am, what's your name, ma'am?
Sir, I'm Aparna, sir.
Aparna, ma'am. See,
What
I'm
happened,
very
sir?
sure. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, ma'am. I just wanted to speak. That's all. Aparna, ma'am, is sitting continuously in the class. Okay, I'm very sure she's not looking for a job change right now. She's got a job. She's doing this job because she's getting at least a part salary to her office, to her home, which is going to take care of the house. Now, Aparna, ma'am, doesn't need a job right now. And this important features that is being spoken to you is not for Aparna, ma'am. It is not for me. I've known this for a long time. I can speak just like that. I know it, but it is for you. And you people are not taking it. This change, you're not adapting. That is what Deloitte has come up with this point. Workforce across organizations are attempting to work towards this change. Clearly tells about it that every company is going to start recruiting and every company is going to ask people to come in to do this. Every company is asking for the change to be adapted. If you don't change, you'll be let away and people will walk further. People will keep, nobody waits for anybody. Trust me, nobody waits for anybody. You'll be left away. Thank you, Janvi. I'm sorry I disturbed you. Continue, please.
Denial. This will not affect my country or organization or myself.
This is to say that you are in a denial mode where you say, no difference is going to happen because of COVID-19. Lockdown, I can sit down and enjoy. I am not going to learn anything from it. Nothing will happen to my country or me or myself. So after 4 months or 5 months, the colleges will open. I'll go back to the college. I'll study there. I'll write my exams. I'll score marks. It is not going to happen. What already happened in the 70 days is not going to get repeated. And unfortunately, if you go to the college to learn, what happened in the 70 days is a continuity of what is going to happen in the college, and you will never be able to relate to what happened because you never sat through. If you did not upgrade and update yourself in the 70 days, you will be at loss. That is what is. That means you're already in a denial mode telling about it. This COVID-19 is going to not make any difference to me. I can definitely go away. I can definitely go into the market. Don't work mask. Go touching everybody. Go try doing it. Go try doing it. You'll be thrown into isolation. You'll be thrown into quarantine. So you can't be under denial mode. I just like to pause for a second. Sorry, please continue. Janvi, continue the next one.
Frustration. Virus is impacting my world. Why do my professional and personal plans have to change?
Now, if you're thinking about that virus is affecting my world and getting frustrated without making any changes, stay in the paradigm of that, okay, it is affecting, I'm cribbing, I'm not taking any changes, thinking about it, this is wrong, with that is wrong, is not going to help, because frustration at the end of the day will lead to depression. I was in a relationship which was going wrong to me while I was in my young life. I was in love with a girl who had ditched me, and I was frustrated about why she had to ditch me, why should she live, everything was going fine. I was so into my own self, thinking about and feeling sorry for my own self, that I fell into depression. I could not take care of my health. I could not take care of what is happening. I did not do my job properly, and I was doing a lot of negatives. It was at that time you start to feel about it that frustration is getting to depression, and depression will stop you going further. So the grand outline of the whole product is to tell, let go, move on. If you don't move on from the present situation, which is already given you negative, apply changes to go on to the next one, it will definitely not help you. So if I had not moved on, I wouldn't be sitting here comfortably telling about the mistakes I did in my past. So moving on is important. Unfortunately, most of us from the present, we still live in the past and we don't think of the future. And future is definitely going to be worse because we didn't do anything in the present because of the problem in the past. So past is got nothing to do with the present. Past taught you a lesson. You don't commit the same mistakes. In the present, to do something such that your future is good later. So if you're going to still stick on in the past and you are going to think about the present, in the present, from the present, you're going to think about the past, the future is already spoiled. So the first point, move on, let go, stop being frustration, carry on. Please continue. Next one, Janvi. Thank you.
Depression. How can I take care of my... Sir, it's me.
Okay, my and my family. That's nice. Correct. Continue.
Okay. How can I take care of my and my family's health and well-being? Will there be a job or salary loss? Will there be a stoppage of essential services? Will there be a slowdown in the economy?
Okay, if I don't do my research, I'll not have answers for this. Irrespective of whatever it is, there will definitely be job losses. There'll be definitely loss of salary. There'll definitely be loss of health. There'll little well-being. There'll definitely be essential services lockdown. But all this is being prepared. If I'm not in denial mode, I can be prepared for this. I know my salary is going to be less, but I'm not running to do any shopping. So sit at home, live with that less salary. I had a lot of salary, so I could do everything I wanted. I have less salary now. I'll do whatever necessary. Sitting at home, not going to hotel. I'm not going to go shopping. I'll not do online shopping. I'll not go visit parks. I'm not going to holidays. So obviously all those monies saved. I don't have to worry. Now stopping of essential services done, but important services is there. Live with it. Junk food is not very important for everybody else. You have a lot of time, so take care of your time, manage your time well, your health will be better. So instead of being depressed, look forward and look at this, how this is going to help you to be a better person rather than thinking what all is going to be a wrong thing. So instead of falling into a valley of despair, look at what is going to be better. Thank you. Next one, please, Janvi.
Acceptance. I understand COVID-19 realities. I am aware of process and policy changes in my organization. I can work from home and am empowered with tools and support.
Janvi, brilliant. Thank you so much. I was wondering what will you do with WFH. You understood it is work from home. Great. Now I understand COVID-19 realities is to accept things that is happening without being denial or resist anything. We can accept, okay, this is going to be a lockdown. Lockdown is going to be a problem. I will have to stay in the lockdown. Let us not feel bad. See and sit over there. And second, be aware of what is the process and policies and changes in the world around us, in the country around us, in the state around us, the city around us, in the home around us. They told, do not go out. Please don't touch people. Don't shake hands. Please wear a mask. Please wear a gloves. Use sanitizers. Follow. Had people really followed these kind of things, we wouldn't have gone into lakhs of cases. People ignored instructions. They wanted to do something. I'm sorry. I'm again not against anything here, not against religion, not against culture, not against families, communities. I didn't know what was the importance of celebrating Ugadi, going to a market and buying vegetables when there was a very serious case of COVID-19 doing about it. God wouldn't have been unhappy with you had you just prayed at home with the limited ration that you had at home. Going into a heavy market and doing all those things was not necessary. And somebody at the market is giving you a very strict rule. Please stand in a queue, stand 5 feet distance. You cannot stand, then don't go to shop. Why do you want to cluster and ignore that guy? Tell lies. You want to finish it first. You don't want to go there. Wake up early and go there. That was important. Work from home was important. Understanding online classes was important. Understanding Zoom as a tool was important. Understanding other tools was an important. Understanding and maintaining the network was an important. Charging your battery was important. Having a good headphone was important. Please, having a bigger data connection for the class manager of the classes was important. All of you say that my network is bad. Why didn't you charge 21 rupees extra every day to better? I am running here with 2 instruments. I'm running with my phone. I'm running with my laptop. I'm using it. I cannot come up with a reason telling about my network is gone. I am not able to convert. I'm not able to speak. If this happens, that means your college is not going to pay me. If my payment is not coming, I am going to suffer. My family is going to suffer. I can't take that. It is accepting, adapting, and working towards it. Thank you so much. Next one, please. The last one.
Commitment. I'm ready to invest time and effort in learning. I'm keen to serve communities. I'd like to innovate my ways of working.
Ready to invest in my and effort in learning. The most and the only important factor that you people should be doing right now. As students, the only bloody job you have on this earth is to finish your education successfully, score marks as the doors of companies get open, be prepared management and technical such a way that you can attend interviews and get a job and take care of the family that is going to be dependent on you 5 years from today. 5 years from today, when the economy is very rise and your salary is just for 3,000 rupees, so about 30,000 rupees, you will not be able to take care of the old father and mother and the family you're going to build later, because your father and mother invested for the past 21 years on you such that you can take care of them. Leaving them without taking care of them is stupid. So how do you go about doing is important. That's commitment. I'm going to go to the next picture I want to see. It is the same thing with changes, which is actually the original model. This is Kubler-Ross. It's called as DABDA. Denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. Please read below. You'll see the same thing. Denial has got avoidance, confusion, elation, shock, and fear. Anger has got frustration and anxiety. Because of anger, denial, anger comes depression. You're overwhelmed. You feel hopeless. You feel helpless. You don't want to do anything. You only fight what is happening with you, but you don't see the reality. Then you bargain out, struggling to find a meaning. And it is just a little slight, but only when you reach out to people, you can always ask for help. Asking somebody to help you, telling that I'm not able to do this to help you, or looking at people to ask about it. Could you please help me with this? Telling your story to others to tell about this, the mistakes I made. I hope I'll not make these mistakes. Accepting your mistakes is bargaining. And the last is acceptance, which again says about explore options, change, new plans, move on, let go, move on. It is extremely important. Do not live in the past. Go forward, go and check what is in the future that you want to do. I am pausing the screen for a minute. I want to show you one particular site Are you able to? Okay, hope you're able to see this screen that's going to come up. Just a second, please. Okay, I think I should put this down. Hope you're able to see the screen. The way we were, the way we are, sorry. Oh, damn. 1 second, sorry. I need to go here, stop share, new share. The way we were, the way we are, the way we want to. If you stay in the present and think about the past, your future is collapsed. If you're living in the past, present and future is collapsed. Past, you were like that, learn from that. Present, you are like this. The past is helping you. Do something in the present that what you want to be, you become in the future. So it's a continuous process. This is how you adapt to change and walk forward. Stopping the share, coming back to the screen. We have 10 minutes left. If there's any question you people want to ask, you can ask me, I'll reply. And I want to tell something. Tomorrow we have a questionnaire that we're going to solve. It will be a questionnaire that will be shown out on the screen. And if tomorrow there is somebody whose network is not nice, you don't want to participate, kindly please don't log in. Don't spoil my day for this. Don't log in. Please, any of you, any questions can ask me now. Anybody? Any question is fine. I'm going to mute myself and stay quiet until I find a question.
So we are not able to hear you, sir.
Sorry. Okay, thank you, Aparna ma'am. Thank you very much for facilitating this, and the PPT coordinators. And I'm sorry, I don't know the other faculty ma'am's name. Thank you again to you too, ma'am. Thank you very much, Janavi, for supporting this. Gayatri for coming up with that, and all other people who spoke. Thank you very much. Since there's no other question, I'll log off. And sorry that things are not happening. It is not the faculty's problem. We'll take care. Thank you very much, and good day. All of you have a wonderful day. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.